When we lit our very first cigarette, we did so out of curiosity. We wanted to join in with our friends to see what we were missing. And it's true to say that we actually chose to light that first cigarette. I mean, no one forced us to smoke it. But I don't think we ever made the choice to become a smoker for life, smoking all day, every day, for the rest of our lives, finding it very difficult to quit. You need to start looking at cigarettes as they truly are. Stop looking through the rose-coloured spectacles and the brainwashed perception of cigarettes that society and the tobacco industry has taught you to believe. The humble cigarette is actually a piece of high technology. It's a sophisticated mechanism designed by the tobacco industry to actually get you hooked in the first place and to keep you hooked. And to keep you hooked for as much of your life as they can, spending out a fortune to get your precious drug. Smokers don't smoke because they choose to smoke any more than heroin addicts take heroin because they choose to take heroin. When does a heroin addict choose to become an addict? When does an alcoholic choose to become an alcoholic? You didn't choose to become a smoker for life, you just got lured into a trap by the nicotine, by the cigarettes themselves. This trap is designed to hook you and to keep you trapped for the rest of your life until you make a conscious decision to escape. Sometimes smokers that are caught in the trap try to rationalise their behaviour by saying things like, "I've got an addictive personality." Of course, it's just an excuse. It's as simple as this. Nicotine is an addictive drug designed to keep you in that trap. We overcomplicate it. It's as simple as that. Drugs are addictive and are designed to be that way. I know that for a fact myself because I was in that trap and I managed to break free. Once you understand the whole nature of how the trap works, then you'll know how to get free. It's very simple once you know how, but you do need to understand the mechanism of the trap. From the day we're born, we're subjected to massive brainwashing about how smoking helps us to relax and to handle stress, to concentrate and to relieve boredom. One of the cleverest tricks that the tobacco industry perpetrated on us was to manage to attach a feeling of rebelliousness to the cigarette, making sure that people in the movies, for example, were always the rebellious types. Even today, we often feel that we're going against society's conventions, that we're going against the flow, and that's what seems to make the cigarette even more exciting. It's our little piece of rebellion, even as an adult. But the truth is that you're remaining in the control of this insidious little drug, nicotine. People sometimes ask me why it's so difficult to stop smoking. If you've tried to quit smoking using other methods in the past, you may have even taught yourself how hard it can be. And I'm certainly not arguing with that. It can be very hard, but it can also be very easy, provided you go about it the right way. Quite often, my clients have already tried many different methods of stopping smoking. Now, the problem is that I consider all these methods to be the same. Because whether you're using nicotine replacement therapy, acupuncture, even herbal cigarettes that some people try to replace normal cigarettes with, or the new e-cigarettes, all of those methods are telling the smoker that they also need willpower in order to give up smoking. Smokers are asked to build up in their mind all the powerful reasons why they shouldn't smoke, in the hope that providing that scares them off smoking for long enough, they'll eventually wake up one day with no further need or desire to smoke again. Okay, some of those people will stop, 3%, but just think about what they're doing. What have they achieved? They're going to be ex-smokers that go through life, their whole entire life, trying not to have a cigarette, never really knowing if they're going to succeed. They're going to go through life feeling deprived. They're going to still believe that they want a cigarette, that they're missing out. They're going to have to use willpower and discipline every day of their life to try and get through. Does that sound like a nice life to you? Do you know, I'd rather smoke than do that, honestly. All smokers have on their minds like a tug of war. Does this make sense? On the one side, I hate it, it's a filthy, disgusting habit, killing me, enslaving me and costing me a fortune. And on the other side, we're thinking, yeah, but you know, I sort of like it at times. I don't know why, but you know, it just seems to help with stress and relaxation and stuff. We've got this tug of war going on. That's what I call willpower. We're having a conflict of wills in our head. It's not a lack of willpower, it's a conflict of wills. Does that make sense? So if somebody comes along and increases your willpower, this tug of war gets greater. The tantrum that we have when we can't smoke is actually worse. You tell a smoker, it's killing you. What's the first thing they're going to reach for? It's true, isn't it? Every time we make an attempt like this to quit smoking that fails, we're actually adding an additional trauma to our lives. And not only that, we're teaching ourselves how difficult it can be to stop smoking. It might surprise you to hear the word, but the biggest obstacle that people have in their decision to quit smoking is actually fear. A fear that life won't be quite the same without their little friend, their little crutch. A fear that they're going to go through massive withdrawal pangs in order to break free from the trap. Or a fear that a meal or a drink will never be quite as enjoyable again. A fear that they won't be able to go out and socialise with their friends that smoke. A fear that they're going to have to make some terrible changes to their lives in order to avoid being tempted back into the smoking trap. And a fear that they're going to end up missing cigarettes for the rest of their lives, that their lives are going to change for the worst. This fear is completely irrational when you think about it. The fear of quitting smoking is greater than the fear of continuing, with the knowledge that smoking is likely to kill them or cause serious illnesses, and is going to end up costing them thousands and thousands of dollars. It's irrational. In fact, none of those fears are real. They're all illusions. There's no need to fear any of those things, because there is a very easy way to stop smoking that means that you won't suffer any cravings, that you won't miss cigarettes, that you won't have to change any aspect of your life unless you want to. Many smokers wonder, when is the right time to quit? Quite often you hear them saying, I'll put it off until after my holiday or until after this or that event. Well, the reason they do this, the reason they procrastinate, is because they think they're going to go through a painful period of suffering when they stop smoking, because they've tried the wrong methods or gone about stopping smoking the wrong way. If I could show them a very easy way to stop smoking, then perhaps you'd realise that the right time to quit smoking is now, today. If I can assure you that your life will continue as normal and that you'll have no problems at all in adapting to your newfound status as a non-smoker, then why put it off? Why not do it now? Because you've smoked for so many years doesn't necessarily mean that you understand how to stop or that you understand the nature of nicotine addiction itself. If you drive a car for many years, it doesn't necessarily mean you understand what's going on under the bonnet. If anything goes wrong with the car, you're not necessarily the best person to fix it. It's best to take it to a mechanic who knows what they're doing. I'm your mechanic during this program, so I'm going to solve your problems for you because I understand the nature of the nicotine trap. The aim of the online program is not just to help you stop smoking, but to ensure that you do so easily, painlessly, without suffering withdrawal pangs, cravings, without putting on weight, and actually enjoying the whole process and never having the slightest temptation ever to smoke again. The Allen Carr organisation has over 150 centres spread across over 50 countries across the world. The Allen Carr Easy Way to Stop Smoking programme has helped 30 million people across the globe stop smoking. Some of our celebrity clients have included such famous names as Ashton Kutcher, Ellen DeGeneres, Anthony Hopkins, David Cameron, Michael McIntyre, Gerard Butler, Pink, and Angelica Houston. In addition to those celebrities, we've worked with literally thousands of companies all over the world. So you needn't just take my word for it. There are literally millions of people and thousands of corporations worldwide that know that this is the most successful method known to mankind to quit smoking. Allen Carr developed the method back in the early 1980s, when he suddenly discovered the secrets of the smoking trap through his repeated attempts to quit using other methods. Allen himself was a very heavy smoker, smoking up to 100 cigarettes a day, but he went from 100 to 0 overnight when he suddenly realised how the smoking trap worked. The success rate that we achieve in the Allen Carr's Easy Way to Stop Smoking centres has been subject of independent studies. A study from the University of Vienna has suggested that the majority of our clients are still absolutely smoke-free 3 years after attending just one session at the clinics. I'm sure it can work for you too. There's nothing to really learn or to remember. It's really just a series of steps that I'm going to be asking you to follow. And providing you follow those instructions, you will find it very easy to become a happy non-smoker and to succeed. If you are feeling skeptical, then I actually welcome that, because I want you to be skeptical. Not just of what I'm telling you, but what you yourself think you know as a smoker and what society has taught you to believe. During the course of this online session, we're going to be throwing a few balls up in the air, and I absolutely promise you that by the time you finish this online course, you will not see cigarettes in quite the same way as you're seeing them right now.